Thanks for inviting me. It is indeed a great place to be in. So thank you and thank everyone. Well, educated people strive for peace. They've invested in their education. They have something to lose. They've been exposed to many ideas. They are open-minded. It should be our aim to have as many educated people as possible if we want peace. However, for millions and millions of people around the world, higher education is nothing but a dream. People graduate high school, would like and can intellectually continue to higher education, but they cannot do so for many reasons. For many, higher education is just too expensive. That's the situation here in the US, but it's also all over the world. In most places, universities are very expensive. In many other places, there just aren't enough universities. People graduate high school, take a placement exam, prepare or don't prepare, and either they pass the exam and they're in, or they don't and they're out. It doesn't mean that they cannot study. It just means that there aren't enough places for them. They're out of a university without any future. In some cultures, women are excluded from going to higher education, and there are a lot of students that cannot afford going to a university for personal reasons. People live in the village. They get accepted to the nearby university. However, the nearby university is in a big city. They need to relocate to the big city. Well, their families cannot afford losing them. They need them. So they stay with their family, again, without any future. Well, after spending 20 years in a wide range of educational activities, after educating hundreds of thousands of students and starting the first online university outside of the US, I had the solution. I've sold my business and I dedicated myself to start the University of the People. University of the People is the first non-profit, tuition-free online university dedicated to bring democracy to higher education, to make education available for anyone on earth who wish and can afford it. Let me start by presenting you Frederson Joseph. Frederson Joseph is a young student from Haiti who had his own first child at the age of 16. Unlike many other kids his age around the world who tend to leave his pregnant girlfriend and run away, he married his girlfriend. He graduated high school, taught himself English, taught himself Spanish, taught himself music, but got stuck. He couldn't afford going to higher education. Here he is.
I was taking part in a rehearsal at baptismation, Haiti. And then afterward, I get out. I saw some friends standing outside say, "Oh man, you all going to pass the test." I said, "What's this?" And they say they are here for an interview. Kristen came out and tried to find some people to offer them this opportunity. And then I quit all my plans for this day and I stick with them and stay for the interview for the university.
For Frederson and his peers, some of them you are going to see their slides while I'm talking, we offer business administration and computer science. We chose business administration and computer science for two main reasons. The first, obvious, these are the programs that are most likely to help them find a job. And remember, we're talking to students which we want to help them find a job, improve their standard of living, elevate their social status. And if you have a degree in business administration or computer science, you're most likely to find a job. But this is only the first reason. The second, which is as important, or maybe more important, is that these two programs are culturally neutral. And being culturally neutral, meaning that when you study for business administration or computer science, no matter where you are, whether you are in the US, China, Saudi Arabia, Germany, or anywhere else, you basically study the same program. And this is very important because it enables us to put students from all over the world in the same classroom. So every time a student takes a class, he sits together with 20 students from 20 different countries. This opens their mind. This is what we believe. Make them strive for peace, make peace closer to our world. So we teach these two programs. We offer them, but the question, I guess, is how does it work on the day-to-day basis? Well, it's online. The students, when they take class, that class is 10 weeks long, and every time they go into the class, they find, as I said, 20 students from 20 countries, and there they find the lecture notes, the reading assignment of the week, the homework assignment of the week, and the discussion question. And the discussion question is the core of our studies. So the first student who will go into the class, and assuming, since each week in our case starts on Thursday and ends on Wednesday, so Thursday morning, let's say that our first student from China will go into the classroom, the virtual classroom, because he's from China. In China, the morning starts earlier. So he gets into the classroom, and he reads all the material and everything that he needs to do, and he puts his own original comment toward the class discussion. The second student, let's say that she is from Indonesia, and she will do the same thing and put her own original comment or react to what the Chinese say. And the same goes to the third student from India and the fourth student from Germany and so on. And the Chinese is very likely to go right back into the classroom to see what the other people said about his comment. And the discussions develop between the students all week long. 20 students talk about the discussion topic of the week, while the instructor is out there to monitor what's going on. It's peer-to-peer learning. But we have an instructor to watch what's going on, to monitor the discussion if it needs to be monitored, and to help the students if they have any question that needs to be answered. So all week long, the discussion develops. By the end of the week, the students take quiz to see if they master the material, hand in their homework, go to the next week, and so on and so on. 10 weeks. By the 10th week, they take an exam, get a grade for the course, and go to the next course. It is important, though, to notice that we don't have audio, we don't have video, and it's asynchronous. Because we want to make sure that our students, no matter where they are, no matter what connectivity they have, can use us. And we do have students who study from Internet Cafe, from developing countries. So they go a few times a week to the Internet Cafe, upload the material that they work on, download what's going on in the classroom, go back home, work, and then go back to the Internet Cafe. We want this to happen. We want to make sure that any student, no matter where he is, no matter, or she is, no matter what connectivity they have, they can study with us. And obviously, in order to make, in one virtual classroom, students from China and the US and Hawaii and Haiti and wherever, we don't want anything to be at the same time. We want them to be able to study and at their own pace and their own time within the framework of the week. Well, I've been asked a lot if it's sustainable, if this model is sustainable. It's tuition-free. Well, it is sustainable because what we do basically is take everything that is available free on the internet and the internet culture of social networking, wrap it together and make out of it a university. And it's available for us to do it. So we use open source technology. We use open educational resources. All of our courses, all of our reading material is Creative Commons licensed. People who put their own material on the net and tell the world, you can use it. So that's the material that we use. We don't pay for it. Obviously, our students cannot afford buying textbooks. So everything is out there for free. We use volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers to help our students. So our instructors are those who come on board and help our students with their questions. And the same goes to our provost, the same goes to our deans, etc. And we use, obviously, as I mentioned before, peer-to-peer learning as our method for teaching. Our method, basically, and our sustainability is based on the fact that we use everything for free. However, in order to become sustainable, we also need to cover our costs. And our costs mean that when students, right now everything is free. However, in the future, when students come and take a test, they will have examination processing fee, and whenever they apply, application processing fee. So just to let you understand what prices we're talking about, every time a student will take a test, he or she will pay $10 if they are from a developing country. If they are from a wealthy country, they will pay $100. To make it clear, students from a poor country will pay less than $400 for the entire degree, or less than $100 a year for the tests. And a student from a wealthy country will pay less than $1,000 a year for the exams. So that will make us sustainable. And it is important for us to be sustainable. And it is important for us to be sustainable, not only because we believe that NGOs should be sustainable, but we believe also that we build a model. And we build a model there for universities to look at what we're doing and to say, wait a second, we teach right now 10,000 students, maybe 20,000 students, maybe even 30,000 students. Wow. But why can't we add a zero to our numbers? Look at what University of the People is doing. It doesn't cost money. Anyone can afford doing it. What justification universities have to close their boundaries if they can go to everyone and teach everyone? But the message and the model that we build is even more important to developing countries' government. Because right now, developing countries' government take the few millions that they have and build their own Harvard, their own Yale, their own Stanford. Well, you can't build these universities with a few millions and not in a few years. But they can take this money that they're throwing and educate their entire population. And everyone in their country will be educated. Yes, it is not going to be Harvard education. It is not going to be Stanford, but it will be a quality education for everyone. And I believe that our sustainability will force them to look at us and maybe come to us and say, are you willing to do it for us? Maybe they will say, well, are you willing to help us? Or maybe they will even say, you know, we have seen what you're doing. We can do it ourselves. Everything is just fine. Because eventually, the message is out there that education can be done tuition-free or at a very, very low cost, and it should be done this way. But we should remember that eventually, our goal is, first of all, to help our students. So let us go for a second back to our friend Fredrickson and get his view. Not yet. That's not Fredrickson.
Depuis matin m'avait chanté avec une guitare désaccordée. Titre faveur allégorie. First thing, I would take my wife and kid out of here and build a very beautiful house for her and my kids and the people who live with us. And afterward, I will uh, put a credit system in here so that people can borrow money and spend them in fair ways, like making gardens with them and give them to me back with some teeny profit benefit. And afterward, I would set up a school for the kids so that they can have an education, and in the future they might take the same opportunity as me, because lots of them, they don't go to school. La vie ça même trop cher.
So let me finish by summarizing or giving you a few facts about where we are. We started a year and a half ago. We have accepted so far 900 students from 115 countries, literally from all over the world. For these 900 students, we have over 2,000 volunteering professors. So it's a nice ratio. For every student, we have more than 2 professors. I don't think that there are a lot of universities that can brag about it. We can, so we do. We are research partners with Yale Law School. We are backed by the UN. Our provost is from Columbia Universities. Our deans are from Columbia and NYU University. Our top academic leadership are coming from Harvard, Yale, all the best universities in the world. We ask our students every single week for a feedback, but every term we have a deep survey about everything: the quality, the material, the instruction, the technology, a lot of questions about everything. But for me, there is only one question that I check every term, every 10 weeks. And the question is, would you recommend a university as a good place for studying to your peers? Over 90% of them, every single term, say that they do. I guess we do. We must do something right. And one more fact, we have over 250,000 fans on Facebook, more than 250,000 fans on Facebook. So the word is out there, and we believe that we should and are going to grow dramatically. First of all, we help our students. And they are the first people who should enjoy and should benefit. But by helping our students, we don't only helping them, we're helping them, we're helping their families, we're helping their communities. And the more we help their countries. And if we have a lot of them, we help the entire world. And we believe that we make peace closer. Thank you very much.